Hey guys, Eric with TED Talks Automation. Just wanted to talk to you about this. The following video is about a new automation opportunity that we have. Somebody that we've known for a few years now is offering this opportunity. Just so happens that it's in Houston, right next to corporate Texas Care. He's actually the guy that's offering it is actually interested in Texas Care as well. He drove there yesterday. It was about a 16-minute drive, which I mean, pretty crazy that it would line up like that. We're actually in the process of buying our first property. The nice things about these, it's a 50K down, not 20% out of pocket. You can buy it in a business name. Normally you would have to put 20% down, have a mortgage in your name, and then do like a title transfer, like deed the title over to your business. And then that could be a due on sale clause where now you're gonna have issues with that potentially. So here you can buy the property in the business name. Now you have an asset in your business that's on your balance sheet that is going to make your business more lendable in the future too, to then get into more opportunities. So we can talk more about that if you want to book a call. We're also going to be offering fractional ownership into these. So we're on our page. They don't talk about it in the video here, but on our page, we have an opportunity for 5,000 to come in and own a portion of one of these properties. And we're going to be paying out 100% of the monthly revenue is going to go to the owners of that property. And so check that out on our page, book a call with us if you want to talk more. The video now here is going to be Jeremy giving his little overview of the actual AirBNB opportunity. So again, if you want to book a call, click the link below to go to our page, read more about it. There's more information on the pricing and everything, and you can book a call with us anytime to talk more about it. Thank you and hope you enjoy the video.
Really appreciate you guys expressing interest in the turnkey real estate program. It is in form of automation. Park Row is a joint venture partnership between us and the real estate development corporation called 7Cs. And what they have done is they have opened up a few communities locally. We partnered with them to build Park Row, which is a real estate automation firm. We're starting with this neighborhood and we have plans to take this into multiple neighborhoods over time. You know, why real estate? 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. Andrew Carnegie. Real estate is something that people have been trying to push me into since I was 18 years old, and I was never really interested. One of the biggest reasons why I wasn't interested is because I was ignorant about real estate. I didn't know enough to really be dangerous in that space, and so I would shy away from it. I did, however, work for a company called Jago Homes, selling new home real estate, which doesn't require you to be a real estate agent. I sat in a model home all day. People would come in, they would express interest in a lot in the neighborhood, and I would help them custom design that home from top to bottom. So I got to learn a lot about the custom design experience on a brand new home, from the roof to the windows, to the flooring, to the crown molding, to the gas treatment on the windows, to every aspect of what makes this home priced at what it is, what makes it valuable, yada, yada, yada. So from that experience and from what I've learned over the past, I'd say 15 years about real estate, I knew that we wanted to get into it in a way that we could really capitalize and do something unique and different. And so when I met the owners of 7Cs, it was because we were looking for a place to live ourselves when we moved to Houston, Texas. And quickly we saw an opportunity because they had this inventory to utilize the inventory, open up a program that helped people do a few different things. One, become homeowners. Two, become homeowners of brand new properties. Three, become homeowners with a financing capability that put them in a good financial position from inception of them owning that property. Number four, what we love to do and what we do best, passive income, to produce passive income on that property. And so that's where Park Row was kind of birthed from. And that's why we built what we built. These are some of the statistics on the real estate market. The housing market is facing a significant shortage, which is true. And the home prices have appreciated in value because of that. Because of that, there's a demand for short-term rentals out here in this country. But not only that, there's a demand for brand new homes. So new housing is what we wanted to get involved in. We didn't want to do this with houses that people had lived in before. We wanted to do it with real estate that nobody had ever been inside of. And so that's why we partnered with a real estate development corporation because they're builders and they're building these properties all over Houston. So let's talk a little bit about the Houston short-term market performance. So the short-term market has an occupancy rate increase of 5%, average daily rate increase of 3%. What that means is more people are occupying more Airbnbs, but not only that, the daily rate has gone up. And so what that does is that creates a revenue increase for the short-term platforms, the short-term rental platforms. The majority of short-term rentals in Houston are one-bedroom properties, making up 48% of those listings. So there's a huge opportunity for 3 bedrooms or the 2 bedrooms in Houston, because there's not a lot of them out there. As far as the long-term rental market performance, the average 3-bedroom rents anywhere from $2,000 to $2,190 a month. Now, I don't remember that being our experience. When we were looking at housing, I remember unfurnished, I was looking at about $2,300 to $2,700, and that may be because I was looking for something that looked a certain way, but that's typically the price point that I was seeing on an unfurnished home in Houston.
Can you record me real quick? Can you record me real quick? Get somebody else to do it.
So get somebody else to do it. So why real estate automation? It's because of what Michael Jackson just said. Yes, that's funny and it's hilarious, but it's so true. We are in an age of get somebody else to do it. What does that really mean? Don't work for your money, make it work for you. Paying someone to manage a service for you that produces income for you is the way of the future. And it provides 2 sides of the coin. You're going to have people that get into the management side. You're going to have people that purchase these management services, such as real estate automation, Amazon automation, whatever automation, mainly because there isn't time in their day to effectively run these companies. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of time and attention these people would need before I get into this in order to do this properly. So they would have to buy this house. They would have to be able to furnish this house. They would have to be able to manage the listing on Airbnb for this house. They would have to, be able to do customer service and maintenance on this house. So typically anybody in real estate investment is paying a property management team. So there is already a form of automation to real estate investing that currently exists, but we've taken it a step further. We want people to not only be able to get an affordable home, get a passive income stream, and build equity into a property, but we also want them to have this completely hands off and have somebody that is going to be in the thick of this, actually managing this so that they can actually get compensated on the front end from all the efforts of the management company. So, how does that work? So we're charging $50,000. That's the number. 50K gets them the ownership of this property, and it also gets them the furniture to fully furnish the entire property. This also covers the hiring of any people that we have to hire to manage this property effectively, which are any VAs that we use for customer care inside of the short-term rental platforms. This includes any maintenance on the properties. And then at the end of each month, they will pay a 20% fee for management of the actual properties. So that 20% is going to go to the company that is actually managing the short-term rental properties and providing the property management services on the property. So as far as the passive income stream is concerned, we're looking at Airbnb, we're looking at Verbo, but we're broadening our horizons, guys. We're not just stopping there. We're in talks with hospitals that need corporate housing for travel nurses, or for nurses that are moving to Houston to work for their hospitals. We're also looking at platforms such as Pad Split that give people the opportunity to rent out each level in a home. We're also looking at long-term rental tenants for the homeowners as well. This is something that I really didn't dive into on the webinar, but I'm going to dive into it with you guys. So let's talk about the home ownership a little bit further. So for that 50K down, it's going to cover the $36,000 down payment to own the home, with the price point of the home being at $360,000. As far as the financing is concerned, it is going to be financed over 40 years with a 5% interest rate, and that brings the mortgage to $1,987 is what the monthly obligation, that's including homeowners insurance, property taxes, annual property taxes, HOA fees, all included. $1,987 a month is going to be the mortgage. So you guys are smart. You obviously know where I'm going with this. So if these people are paying $1,987 a month, that leaves them a large, room to make some real money here. And so whether it be in long-term rental, which we believe fully furnished, we can rent these for anywhere from $3,800 a month to about $4,500 a month on long-term rent, depending on which property they actually choose. So those prices can fluctuate. And then with the short-term real estate market on platforms such as Airbnb and Vrbo, we know that we can ascertain up to about $7,800 a month on platforms like that. As far as the nursing and the corporate housing, you're looking at somewhere around the same rental prices that we will be charging on long-term rent. And as far as pad split, you're looking at about $1,500 per level, per tenant, on anyone that is renting out each level of the home. And I'll talk a little bit about the structure of the home later in the presentation so that you can understand why pad split is such a viable option for short-term rentals as well. But back to the home ownership, 360K, 40-year term, 5% interest, 50K covers the down payment. It also covers the purchase of the furniture and the hiring of the management team. So let's talk a little bit about the equity in the actual home. So we've had these recently appraised after the entire neighborhood was completed, and the homes are appraising for $400,000. So with their 50K investment on the front end and their mortgage included, still walking into this property with the furniture included, my apologies. They're walking in with over $75,000 of equity immediately in this property. So let's talk about that a little bit further. What can be done with this property in the form of equity that is a major game changer in this? What I also never liked about a lot of the other automation offers was the restrictions, what people couldn't do. So when we built this program, we wanted to leave this wide open, because if we say we want people to make money, we have to be honest about that and be genuine about it. And if we are restricting people from doing what it is that they may want to do, then how can we say we really want people to make money? So we're removing all restrictions for selling the property. So what I mean by that, if they pay the 50K down, we're still going to fully furnish it from top to bottom, including washers and dryers. We're going to put more luxury style furniture in the home. We're going to decorate from more of a luxury perspective. If they want to take this home after we finish decorating it and furnishing it, and they want to put it on the market and flip it, by all means, go for it. We don't care. We don't mind. We're not going to keep them from doing that. If they say, I don't want to pay a 20% back end price, I just want to do all of this on my own, great, go for it. Do it all on your own. Let's say, they want to refinance it at a certain point. Great, go for it. Refinance it if that's what you want to do. We're removing all restrictions from these people. And in the automation space, you don't see that. There's always some little hidden rule that gives the automation company an advantage. We wanted to take that away because we have so many communities to do this in. We don't have to nickel and dime people in this process. We can leave freedom as an element for these buyers so that they don't feel like they're being pigeonholed into a restrictive prison-like sentence of a business partnership with us. So this is something that we're going to do regardless. We're going to fully furnish these regardless. But if someone decides they want to do that, that's fine. As far as the note is concerned, Seven Seas Development Corporation reserves the right to sell the mortgage note. But in your contract, you will see that they are partnered with a mortgage firm that will keep the rate the same. So this is a fixed rate of 5% interest, and it is a fixed term of 40 years. If they want 30 years, then the mortgage payment just goes up. And this is another unrestricted thing that we've built into this process, if somebody wants to pay this off in 5 years, they get to walk away interest free. So the owners will do 5 years, same as cash. So if they want to double up on payments, pay this property off, they can walk away from all the interest, all 5% of the interest on this property, if they want to. So, that's a little bit about the ownership, the investment. As far as the passive income stream is concerned, all the platforms will be in the customer's name. What do I mean by that? It will be their Airbnb listing. They will just make us additional host, so that we can actually manage the listing. What this removes is any element of where does the money go? The money goes directly to you. It doesn't come to us, it goes to you. Everything goes to you. Everything's in your name. There is no partnerships on paper in any of these contracts. Every single thing is in your name and your name only. There's no joint venture agreements. There's no nothing. It's all you, everything you. You are just allowing us to come in and do our management on the back end. And there will be a joint venture with us and you for that. But as far as us retaining ownership of the Airbnb account, no, it's going to be your Airbnb account. So that way all the funds go into your account. And that covers the ownership, the equity, what that means, and the passive income stream. We've already identified the property location, guys. We're in North Houston. This is a gated community. It is in the Highland Heights area. It's about 10 to 15 minutes away from the Astro Stadium, and it is about 15 to 20 from all the other sporting arenas and from all of the tourism. So it's about 10 to 15 minutes away from the zoo. I think the Space Museum, the Museum of Arts, and we're surrounded by colleges all around us. And so this is definitely premium real estate, something that people are going to want when they're traveling for certain. These are going to be properties that people want to rent whenever they're coming in for tourism, or if they're coming in for conventions, because the convention center is about 10 minutes away from here. And the convention center is humongous. It's where everything happens in Houston. And so for traveling, tourism, this is prime location for that. So the property acquisition, we talked about that. You'll use our creative financing option. So if you don't have the startup capital, Prosperity Capital will help you get the $50K to get into this business model. And then Loan Oasis, which is partnered with Seven Seas Development Corporation, they will actually handle the mortgage process and everything with the owner financing on the actual home. As far as furnishing is concerned, like I discussed, we're going to put very nice furniture in here because that is the difference between what people are ascertaining in income on Airbnb in Houston. And I really think that we would know, mainly because when we moved here from out of the country, we were living in Airbnbs. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that experience. When we were choosing our Airbnb, we were choosing it based on the furniture. We were choosing it based on the decorative aspects of the home, because I do Zooms and, I'm just used to a certain quality of life. I'm used to a certain look in my home or in a home, and I wanted to stay in places that reflected that. And so when we're looking at these, we're looking for that. And the price point that we were having to pay is anywhere from $4,200 to $5,000 a month, which is what we were paying on Airbnb. And we did that for about 7 months. We were paying that. We came to learn that we weren't the only ones. There's also another epidemic out there with people that cannot get rental properties because they might be self-employed. They may have some credit challenges. They may have some evictions in their past, but they may make all the money in the world. So guess what they're doing? They're going to Airbnb and they're renting places for 3 to 6 months at a time. So Airbnb has also turned into a long-term rental platform, and the prices that they were getting from us, guys, we paid $4,200 for Airbnb in Houston, Texas, downtown Houston, Texas. And guess what? It was a piece of shit. We moved into it. It looked nice on the pictures, but when we moved in, the couch was caved in. There was marks all over the walls, so the floors were dirty. The dishwasher didn't work. You couldn't control the thermostat. Again, it was very dirty, very outdated when it came to the decorative aspects and rooms they didn't show on the pictures. And you're gonna love this. Guess what? There was nothing we could do about it. The Airbnb people got paid. We couldn't get out of it. They took our money. They kept our money. From the consumer standpoint, that sucks, but I'm not here representing the consumer. I'm here representing the people that are going to be putting these properties on Airbnb, and Airbnb has shifted. When we first were renting Airbnbs, we could complain a little bit and get all of our money back. That has since changed. Airbnb is an advocate of the property owners. Now, that's who they care about the most because they're the most valuable to them. So even though we were lured in by pretty furniture, we didn't get it. But I wanted to tell you that because of the price we paid. $4,200 a month for a 3-bedroom, 3-story is what we paid. And it was the same as this place. There was a bedroom and bathroom on every floor, and it was $4,200. And it wasn't even that nice. So imagine what we could get, when something is extremely nice. We could definitely get higher prices on daily rental rates on an Airbnb. Verbo is even more expensive than Airbnb from the property owner perspective. For 3-bedroom properties with as many beds as we wanted to have and as many rooms as we wanted to have, Verbo was around $5,000 to $6,000 a month for a property of this type. And Verbo, they sell out of properties like this extremely fast. So that's another reason why we knew that we could get into this and we could meet the demand of the short-term rental market. But the furnishing is what is going to determine the amount of money that we can make off the short-term rental prices. We're also going to handle all the boring legal stuff, regulatory things, any safety measures with the housing so that the owners don't have to worry about that, considering people are going to be in their homes. Again, why real estate automation? Automation is no longer just a competitive advantage, it's a necessity. So automating things on the business side of whatever business you're in is growing and growing and growing. Of course, we're going to use automation on the back end processes of this business as well, so that we can actually maximize profits, maximize optimization, and maximize value on the back end, and maximize communication with the investors and with the customers that are renting the properties as well. Of course, we're going to use AI because who isn't in the world today? Everyone is using it, and we are too. We've got a couple of different softwares that we're going to use for these things in order to provide the investors with a seamless experience. And this is the actual community. So right down there, what you can see, homes that are all in a row, hence the name Row Park, are the homes in the first community that we are doing the turnkey real estate program on. So you are actually looking physically at exactly what these people would be buying, which is a little unlike the digital automation space where you can't actually see what you are buying. And so this is something that you can see, touch, and feel. We actually live in this community at the very, very back, overlooking the entire community. There's a gate on the front end of this community that is motorized, that there's also a code for. So for things such as Uber Eats or things of that nature, there's a gate code. I didn't put my gate code on Amazon, which is why I had to have my guy throw the package over the gate. But there is a code for them to do so. And there's also a garage. You can fit 2 small cars in that garage, but you can only fit 1 big car in that garage. But there is a garage. So come here to the actual property itself, show you guys that. So the actual property itself, it's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It's 1,700 square feet, 1,786 square feet. What I love about this home is that they didn't spare any expense on a lot of the materials used on this home. Let's talk about what they could have charged to buy this home. There's actually a street called Wakefield Street that's like 3 streets from where I'm at right now. There pretty much is the same identical community on that street, and those houses sell for $550,000, and they're almost sold out. Same builder, same materials, same everything. Or not the same builder, same blueprint, same building plans, because these plans are purchased at builder shows in the state. And what the builders do is they just take these plans and they build them. The same plan sells for actually the most expensive property in that neighborhood is $675,000. And like I said, they're almost sold out. And it's only 3 streets from here. You can look it up. It's Wakefield Street. There's nothing but $1 million homes on that street, but there's a community just like this that sits on that street with about the same amount of homes, and they're not renting them. They don't allow arbitrage. They only sell them, and they sell starting price $550,000. Again, these are $360,000. So that puts in your mind what kind of value are in these properties automatically. Also, their community is not gated. This one is, and on the back side of the property, each home has its own individual gate in our community. So if you remember, there was a row kind of internally that has 1 gate, but then on the exterior, those row of homes have their own individual gates. So the value is genuinely in these properties. They're 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. There's a full bedroom and full bathroom on every floor. I'm actually on the top floor right now in the 3rd bedroom. And that's the bathroom, as you can see, with marble going all the way up to the ceiling. Marble floors, real hardwood, not laminate floors. These are real, actual hardwood floors, 10-foot ceilings, 8-foot doors. Really did a good job. The master bathroom is probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. It's my favorite room in the house because there's 2 shower heads in the shower. I do use both of them at the same time because it makes me feel very rich when I'm in there. And I just love the way it feels. And then there's his and her sinks, which is great because my sink is disgusting because I am disgusting. And my wife's sink looks brand new because she is brand new. But most importantly, the shower. You can fit an entire basketball team in that shower. I literally do exercises in the shower. This is no joke. I do push-ups. I do sit-ups. I do planks. I do standing squats because I just have so much room. I walk in circles to get more steps. And the shower is great, guys. I mean, it's probably the thing that sells this home is that master bedroom shower. Not to mention there's walk-in closets and all the stuff for the ladies. Not to mention there is a private laundry room, which I forgot to put a picture of it on the slide deck, but there is a private laundry room right when you walk in. Actually, I think you can see it on one of the photos when you're walking in. I'm gonna try to stop it when I see it coming. Oh, the kitchen, marble countertops as well. You got the big deep sinks all the modern fixings and everything in the homes are modern right there. So right there, that is the private laundry room right when you walk in. There's actually a space for a folding table. So if you want to install a folding table in there and do all your laundry right in there, you absolutely can. It is off from the first guest bedroom, which is right on the other side of that painting. And that room actually has a door to an outdoor patio. So it's not an enclosed patio, and there is grass, not just asphalt, but there's grass as well. But there is a seating area on the outside of that bedroom off from the bottom floor. Also, love the marble floors in the foyer and the entryway. The only place where there's wood is in the bedrooms, in the hallways, and in the steps, and in the living room, in the kitchen. But everywhere else, it's all marble floors, which I love as well. Really plays up the value of these homes. Furnishing, we already kind of talked about, but I will say it's going to include Wi-Fi. We'll put smart TVs in all the bedrooms, or office space. And we will give people the opportunity to make it however they want. There is a nook for a workspace. We would like to capitalize by having as many bedrooms as possible and using the nook as the workspace. But if we have an owner that says, hey, I really want that third bedroom to be in a full office, we'll do that. We don't have a problem doing that. And we will supply the washer and dryer as well under the furnishings. We will put that in the washer room. It comes with the microwave, the refrigerator, and the dishwasher, of course, as well. There is a garbage disposal as well. And so all those things are going to be included. And yeah, we're going to do all the furnishings as well. As far as the seller financing, we kind of talked about that a little bit. But these are the reasons why it's so great for people: low barrier to entry, credit flexibility, profit center, and interest deductions. So guys, what does that mean? You can do one of two things. You can take this owner financing note, you can have them report it to your credit, or you don't have to. What does that mean? Well, if you get a traditional mortgage, it's going on your credit. What is that going to do to you? It's going to increase your debt to income ratio, and it is going to increase your credit utilization. So this is in your hands. And this is a game changer. On the owner financing, this is going to be a contract between you and the owner, which means you don't have to decrease your leveraging capability on your credit side. So if you wanted to get more funding to buy more of these, you can, without it hurting your credit utilization or your personal credit, which is a major game changer. You can also put this asset into the name of your company. That will increase the asset ownership of your company, which gives your company exit value. So just to use an example, TED Automation, let's say you guys wanted to get one of these. I would suggest that you put it in the name of the business, and you'll put the asset in the name of the business. What that's going to allow you guys to do is to start qualifying for business loans you've never been able to qualify for, because you're all of a sudden going to have an asset on your books, and you're automatically going to be able to qualify for the big boy loans, the 250Ks, the $500,000s, the millions of dollars, because now you are going to have an asset on the books of your company that also gains revenue. Now you look good on paper. Now you're sexy to lenders. This is a major game changer with the ability to finance this being seller financing. No AirBNB automation company, no real estate automation company, no turnkey real estate automation offer will probably have this one thing. This will be the one thing that separates us from all of our competitors, because anybody can go out there and partner with a developer. Anybody can go out there and find funding to get people to startup capital. Anybody can go out there and find a furniture person and an interior designer. Anybody can go out there and hire people to do the management on the back end. But what people are never going to find is me and my ability to help people get more money out of this situation. And they're not going to be in a position of owner financing where the owner isn't going to throw this on their credit, because almost no human being would ever do something like that. And so that's one of the reasons why I think we stand out above our competitors. And I think that's what makes us different. We really want to put people in position to really build one of these communities themselves. Having one of these is going to allow people to do so. Once you get one of these under your belt, you almost immediately qualify once you reach a certain equity threshold. So I say, when there's about $100,000 of equity in this home, we can take that and use it to leverage it to get you construction funding to build your own neighborhood, which is really the real goal. People say, well, why are you guys doing this? Well, we want to cross over into development automation. We want to give people the ability to develop entire communities, and we want to give them the ability to run programs like this with their own properties, doing it on their own. That's the goal. We're not going to gatekeep this. We're going to give people the tools they need to really succeed. And it's going to start with these first 25 owners. They're the ones that are going to get everything special. After this, we're going to charge a lot more to get into this program. But these owners we're going to partner with to do more with in the future. And hopefully those people will be people like you, who understand business and understand automation as well. As far as the affiliate program is concerned, we pay $2,500 for anybody that goes forward with this and actually buys and becomes a customer. And we pay the same day they wire. Thank you guys for scheduling a call with me.